Hey everyone, it's October 13th. Just going to dive into some stocks on the XLB. So just pointing out this, we could call this a wedge. However, it's just a sequence of higher highs and higher lows at a rapid pace. So we had this pullback to this 20-day moving average, and we're starting to see some strength here. And we could see on the intermediate time frame that we got this pullback to the 20-day moving average, rally to this new high, and we start to get that 5-day moving average curl. So I was intrigued by this chart and the strength, and I wanted to check out some stocks. So just going to run through 5 stocks quickly that I like in the XLB sector, the materials. So starting out with this LIN, okay, put a VWAP at this previous pivot high, and we're trading above that. So this previous area that was acting as resistance maybe potentially could be a level of support. So we take this over to the daily time frame now, and we can see the 20-day moving average is rising, the 50-day moving average is rising. We got the year-to-date volume weighted average price high of the year, and we're starting to trade above that. We recently just rallied 3% in 1 week, so it's not too big of a rally. However, preferably maybe we could see a little pullback to that area where we talked about that was resistance previously, and maybe we could end up seeing it act as some support. So little pullback into this 470, 468 area, and we could look to see some strength and break back up and fill into this VP area 477, 476. Maybe see some profit taking there and look for some continuation up to this 480 area. So that's LIN. So I'd be looking for a little shakeout here, get some strength, look to participate up in this 472, maybe a potential stop in this 469 area, or maybe this wants to just go right up in here, and we're looking to above something here at 470, 422, with a potential stop here at 471.85. We got IFF. So we start with the daily time frame. It loses some points here with this 20-day moving average in this area. It's declining. So we do see the recent dip buy at the 50-day moving average and a rally into this declining 20-day moving average and this year-to-date volume weighted average price high. So, and we could see this was a previous level of support. So now it's actually starting to act as some resistance. So again, this is losing points when it go full size risk position. But I'm looking for something potentially above this area right here of 102.98. So we'll be breaking that 20-day moving average for a potential push into this next level of where supply can be released at this 104.34. So if we break above this 103.03 area, and then we can have a potential stop here at 102.34, or even a little bit wider stop at 102.03. So that's IFF. AVY is next on the list. And see, a lot of these are rallying into a previous area of supply. So, and we have this 20-day moving average declining, so it loses a little bit of points as well. However, we have this convergence that the 50-day moving average will start to flatten out and rise more as data gets released and drops off down into this 210 to 200 price range. So as we get the 20-day moving average, 50-day moving average starting to flatten out and rise, which we could already see it's starting to flatten out and rise. And it will as price drops off on Tuesday and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And price will, on the 20-day moving average, will drop down on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So as price drops down, that will let this 20-day moving average start to rise on Monday and Tuesday. So that will be a check in our favor and a tailwind against our back to maybe potentially break us back up and push into this 222 area, where we could see we had a previous level of supply released. So we'll put a VWAP here. That's acting as support now. So what we're looking here is for a potential entry. If we trade back above this 218.42 area with a stop in this 216.93, or we could keep it tighter at 217.41. I'd prefer to keep it a little bit wider, 216.86. And as we break that high and push into this 220, de-risk some and move that stop up to 217 and let it digest. And if it continues up, keep monitoring and moving that stop up. So got NEM. We have the 20-day moving average that's rising. And if price doesn't start to continue to trend, data will start to increase. So that 20-day moving average will actually just starting to flatten out. So being mindful of that on the daily chart. So we just had this recent shakeout to the 50-day moving average. A lot of common theme in a lot of these charts. And this one has recently ran a little bit more. We got a 5% run. So perhaps it wants to keep running. And it's as simple as looking at this above 54.36 with a stop of 54.01, or let this digest this recent rally, pull back into this 53 area, and then look for some strength on the intermediate time frame. And we could see as this pulls in, if it does pull into this as we sold off, this was resistance, 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 and then we broke above. So that could be a potential previous area where resistance can now act as support and could give us a higher low for some continuation back up to this 55.62. So if that comes in, we'd be looking for something like this 5-day, start to catch up, and maybe some participation in this 53.56 with the potential stop at this 53.30, or maybe a little bit deeper, 52.90. AMCR, same concept, pull back to the 50-day moving average here, trading underneath the year-to-date VWAP high. 20-day moving average is flat to rising. Data will drop off over the next 5 trading days. So we could see this has been an area of supply, and we rallied right into the month-to-date VWAP here, and we only have about we're only a couple trading days into the month here, right? Starting off next week, the 3rd week. So that's starting to become a little bit more significant and get more data as we rally into it. So perhaps this is as simple as getting involved above this 1120 level with a stop at 1117.16, or a little bit deeper under 1114 under this low. I would actually prefer for this to pull back a little bit, a little deeper, get back above, then we could look for this participation in this 1118 and then carve out a higher low in this 1114 to 1210 area. Hopefully this was helpful.